Hey there guys, this is Justin, and you are watching the Winbar Club. Today I'm bringing you another 1 versus 1 in Total War Warhammer. This time I'm going to be playing as the Greenskins against the Reaper here, who is playing as the Empire, and we are playing on the Norden map. So, my Greenskin army, this is actually kind of an interesting battle. It's long, I might skip through some of it, but it is long because of all the forest on the map, meaning units were hidden. So if we look at my army here, I've got 3 Orc Biggins on my left flank. I believe I've got 4 Black Orcs as my main infantry line. 2 Orc Boys on my right. 2 of these Orc Boy Biggins. And these are my... whoops, went through the ground there. These are my main cavalry units. And then far off on the other side of the trees here, I have got a Giant and Azag the Slaughterer up in the air here. And if you guys can't already kind of tell what I'm doing, these 2 units are the only ones I can't hide in the trees. So by having them over here, I was hoping that my opponent might think I deployed the rest of my army over here. The funny thing is, at this time in the battle, I could not see that he had these 2 Pistoliers here sitting in the trees right in front of me. So had I decided to move forward at all, I would have come under fire of these guys, or maybe caught them by surprise, but considering how little was going on in the battle at the moment, he probably would have gotten some good shots and then ran away. Thankfully, I decided to just sit here. Over here, we've got a steam tank, which is going to start firing at my Giant, though as you can see, there's not a good line of sight on it. You can't even really see it. So he's going to have a hard time hitting it. He's going to hit some trees. He's firing rather high there. But he's going to have a difficult time hitting me through the trees. And then over here in the forest is, of course, his main army up front. If I hit spacebar so you guys can see, he's got all of these handgunners. He's got 4 of them. Then for his main line here, he's got Karl Franz on the ground, I believe. Yep, there he is. No mount for him, no Deathclaw today. 4 spearmen up front, followed by 4 swordsmen, and then 2 Empire Knights. So clearly, he could have brought some stronger infantry. These swordsmen are decent, but clearly he was kind of counting on these handgunners and the mobility of these Pistoliers here. And as you can see, these guys are going to run out as I was casting a Spirit Leech on that steam tank, which was actually probably kind of a waste. I shouldn't have done that, but these Pistoliers are going to show themselves and try to chase after Azag. And the thing is, I had to be careful about bringing him over here, because if they went too far this way, they would find out that I had nothing there. Now, I'm not too worried. He's got a ton of health. These units can hurt him over time. But what is actually going to happen is I'm going to bring them over towards my Giant, which they can see, they know he's there. And I don't really want too many shots coming in on my Giant either. So when you look at this, now they are going to target that Giant. And it is at this point that I am going to cast a Fate of Buna on one of these guys. Now the reason I've done this, it's basically going to kill this unit, and then I am going to fly in with Azag himself, because I know he is tanky enough that if I land in these guys, they're not going to do that well against me. So if we watch Azag here, oh whoops, I'm still selected on that unit. But over here, he is going to land and go ahead and rout this one Pistolier unit. Now, I should have saved the Fate of Buna, or I could have, to cast more of them on great swords or something like that if I saw them on the battlefield. But to me, this mobility in these Pistoliers here was actually a big threat, and it is going to do me a lot of favors to get off them off the map very quickly here. So you can see this unit charging through the trees, and I'm going to cast another one. These guys are going to start dropping from that. And once again, Azag himself is going to come in here and rip some of these guys apart. And they are going to go ahead and rout. So you can see That's that. These units are going to run away. And now that steam tank is still just firing. Azag took a little bit of hit point damage, but nothing too badly. And I've killed 2 units that would cause me some decent trouble. Now they are going to come back from routing, or at least one of them is for the moment. I'm going to bring Azag back over this way so that that tank cannot keep shooting at him. And this Pistolier here, they are going to start coming back. So I realize I'm going to have to bring him over and deal with them once again. So we're going to speed things up here for the moment. The one unit's going to come after him and just rout immediately. And there they go. Now this one unit is now shattered. They're not coming back. This unit, this is actually the riskiest point in terms of my strategy for the whole battle for me, where these guys are actually going to start heading over this way and find one of my units of Black Orcs. They're only going to find one. You'll see here they go now. So immediately I start bringing Azag over, but he's not going to be fast enough. These guys are going to come in. One of their men is going to fire a shot. There they go. They got 1 volley. It didn't really do damage to me. In fact, yeah, none of those shots hit anyone back here. And then Azag comes over just for the sake of making sure they're gone. But that unit is now officially shattered. So this is where this fight is going to start getting interesting. I know I have to start moving my forces towards him, but I know he probably has more ranged units. I did not bring any. And then he is going to make this move. Now, I don't know whether he thought that my army was over here, or if he thought that moving up to this hill right here would just be a good spot to defend, which it would if he's in this tree line. If I am over here, I'd have to attack up here. And if I attack from across this tree line, there's open ground for his handgunners to shoot me, and they could shoot over the heads of their own men. So you can see he's moving his full army over here. I still don't know about these 2 Empire Knights. My response is going to be, as you see, to take these troops and rush them back to this other side of the map, and I'm going to have them actually falling back as I do so, because he is pressing these handgunners forward. Now, he still does not see that I have 1 Orc Boys here, 2 of the Orc Boar Biggins, and another Orc Boys. So I've still got some troops on this side of the map. And at this point, I don't know if he's going to keep chasing me, which as you can see, he starts to. And that steam tank is just going to charge right in on me. So it's going to move right up and start doing some damage to these Orc Biggins, which I'm actually going to throw away, just tying that steam tank down. I've still got my giant way over here on this flank, and I'm sending Azag over that way as well. And these handgunners are moving up pretty far without the support of those spearmen. Now I do have these Savage Orc Boar Boys over here, and you can see I'm going to start bringing them out now. And this is going to hurt. These Orc Biggins are going to start taking some grueling fire. You can see them dropping like crazy over there. And I believe they're going to take 1 more volley. No, they're not. Yep. Here comes my Orc Boar Biggins. And if we watch these units, you can see that charge plowing through those handgunners, all the blood gushing up, and these men are going to keep pushing up this way, right along this line, and just decimate 2 units of these handgunners. And back here I'm going to get into a 3rd. Now in response to this, he's going to start sending over his Empire Knights, but they are way too far away to help. I think he was still hoping for some kind of a sneak attack. So at this point, he's committed to this fight. He's sending in his spearmen to try to halt my men. But while these handgunners are not firing, I am running up all my Black Orcs. And here they come through the back of the trees. And at the same time, my giant is going to be lumbering up over this hill, getting ready to come in on the flank of these swordsmen. Back here, this steam tank is going to be doing some major damage to one of my units there, throwing orcs around. And here comes these Empire Knights. I've peeled off 1 unit to face them, and sadly I actually did not get a charge order off. I should have just charged right in, so my orcs are going to take a charge there, but coming down from the trees are these orc boys, and they are going to get a surrounding going on these Empire Knights. The other Empire Knight unit has charged up here, but as you can see, I've got these black orcs and orc biggins now just cutting through. The swordsmen and the spearmen are not a match for them. In the back over here, I've got this giant just smashing men. Look at that, as all those men just explode. But as you can see here, in the back, Azag's still taking out some of these handgunners that have come back from routing, and my opponent's morale, as Azag the Slaughterer charges into the rear here, is just going to plummet. And his whole army is basically going to instantaneously mass rout here. And there they go. And that is that. So at that point, as his whole army routs, he is going to actually admit defeat. He still had like 2 units not routing. There's a chance some of these guys could have come back, but he was basically caught in a very bad position. You can see down here, I had these Empire Knights surrounded, granted just by the orc boys, but still tied up there. He probably could have broken out of that, but overall things did not go well for him. That giant over there absolutely crushed those units. And that was that. So good game to my opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. You can see there, it actually wasn't that bloody of a fight. It was just the fear that made his army completely rout. He only took 376 losses. I only took 174. But once again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed that battle, please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up on this video. If not, go ahead and give me a thumbs down and let me know what I can do better next time. If you guys haven't seen, I've been doing the community battles, and that is where you guys send in replays for me to cast and put on the channel, things you would want to see up on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and send your replays. All the info for that should be on the screen right about now. But once again, thank you guys for watching. This is Justin, you're watching the Winbar Club, and I will see you next time.